This has to be one of the saddest stories I've seen in a while. This young man's life is now, it'll never be the same. Now he has to register as a sex offender once he gets out of jail, and all for just carelessness, just plain carelessness, lack of awareness, not thinking. Young brothers, you just gotta be careful out there. Please, I implore you, be careful out there. Be careful out there. There's a big difference between the level of maturity between a 13-year-old and a 19-year-old. For this young man's level of awareness to be so low as to not be able to tell the difference, his level of maturity, his level of development is delayed in some way, and that he just wasn't present. He was just thinking with the wrong head. I don't know. I wasn't there. But my heart goes out to him. This mistake is going to cost him for the rest of his life. And I hope his family holds those parents accountable. Now, take them to civil court, especially if this is the second time this has happened with her. And all I can say about her is she's a 13-year-old child, and for her to have that level of sexual maturity to pull this off twice, she must have started pretty young. So the odds are pretty high that she is a survivor of sexual abuse, for her to be that sexualized at 13. This is a survivor of some deep sexual abuse, for her to be acting out like that. And once again, the parents, once again, it comes back to the parents. They need to be held accountable for the fact that, number one, they didn't, this is the second time. You know, what is going on with you? Why weren't you on top of this child like white on rice? You know, why did she have this MySpace up? Where are the parents when she's online? Accountability. I hope they throw the book at these parents. You know, number one, they didn't catch this going on, and the initial, like I said, for her to be this sexually sophisticated, something has happened with her. Someone's got at her. So for them to have missed that, and then not gotten her therapy, you know, these parents need to be held accountable, and I hope the parents of the young man take him into civil suit, and even if they may not have money, but at least so everything will come out. Whatever happened to this child. Sometimes parents amaze me. I had a job that I had to quit working years ago because I just was getting so angry at parents. That on that job, I had one of my worst assignments in my whole life. And I've had a lot of different kind of jobs. My whole life was having to be the supervisor in a mandated supervised visit. I had to drive a 12-year-old girl 60 miles to visit her parents for the day. She was in the facility that I worked at. She had executed a 16-year-old girl when she was 11, a year earlier. She had made that 16-year-old get down on her knees, and she put a gun to her forehead and executed her. And she was an incest survivor, and it was my job to take her home for a supervised family visit, knowing what I had known. about the father. That was the hardest thing in my life to do, and to meet that mother. I couldn't understand why she was still with that man, why she had not drawn and quartered him. Just weak, weak, weak. Why she had not protected her baby. I mean, not only had she had not protected that child from her father, but also the child was removed from the home because the parents had allowed the 30-year-old boyfriend to move in with them, gave up their master bedroom to their 11-year-old daughter and her 30-year-old boyfriend because he was buying food and things they needed. Just tell you, working with young people in the system, working with children in the system, you'd be surprised what some parents would do. Some parents, there's also some good parents out there, some parents that have done the best they can, and sometimes no matter what you do, even the best you can, a child comes to this planet just having a lesson that they have to learn and going through what they have to go through. But some of these parents out there, it makes me think of, I love that line from Parenthood. A very young Keanu Reeves was saying, you've got to have a license to own a car, you got to have a license for a dog, but any MF can have a child. Wow. Any woman, any man can have a child. There ought to be a law.